back to another episode of Caffeinated CX, where we talk about CX and stuff all in a hyper-caffeinated state. I'm David, your host, and after this one sip of coffee, we will begin. Now, Caffeinated CX does not limit itself to coffee. We are all about caffeine, not one particular medium, not one particular transport of caffeine. We are just as happy with coffee as we are with energy drinks, lines of pre-workout, and anything else that might have caffeine in it. What matters is not the source of the caffeine, but the milligrams of the caffeine. So, let's talk today not about caffeine, although that is a fascinating topic. And I'm sure that the people randomly clicking on this podcast are like, why is he not talking about caffeine or coffee? This is not titled correctly. And in a sense, they might be right. They might be. Maybe I should do a coffee episode. Maybe. Probably not. I just can't get over how good this coffee is. The thing is, it's not expensive coffee. It's cheap coffee. It's Amazon Basics Keurig cup. So, where you can get like 100 of the K-cups for like $25, and they'll be there the next day. But if you're almost out of coffee and you use a Keurig machine, like I do, because it's easy, there's less friction, then I would recommend it. I don't know, but that's not what this episode is about, and I've already wasted like 2.5 minutes here. So we're going to be talking about the customer service superstar, right? The customer service superstar is the people that you want to, one, hire for your organization that do customer service. And you want to hire those people, and you want to cultivate and build those people out of your current talent pool. Now, what is the customer service superstar? Well, the customer service superstar is someone who has a zest for customer service, for service. They look at the big picture. They say, well, this is how I would like to be treated as a customer. And then they act on that vision, right? And this customer service superstar, they're all about it. Every waking moment at work is about the customer, right? They don't give in to water cooler gossip. They don't give in to bad days. Not every day for them is a Monday. In fact, Monday is their favorite day of the week because they get to come in and serve the customers. Now, are there people out there like that who hate the weekend and love Mondays? Probably not. But what we want is a pretty close approximation of those people who live to serve, who love the customers, who love everything about the customer's journey, and do their best to perfect and protect the customer journey. And these people are awesome, and they're hard to find, and they're hard to build. That's why in any organization of value that values their customers, the initial onboarding, the initial training has to focus a lot on customer experience. It can't just be systems training. It can't just be like, this is how you use the phone system, or this is how you use the register. It has to be about customer experience and how the company pictures the customer experience. Because, well, you know. Now, any company of value is going to have a robust customer service or customer experience vision already. And you just have to find people that meet that culture, that fit in to that customer service culture, that customer centricity, as people like to say when people like to use big words. The more common thing outside of the CX circle would be they give a shit about the customers. So, yeah. And in this customer service training, you might want to cover things like the peak end rule or customer expectations, what the customer wants versus what the customer needs, um, how to de escalate an angry customer. And not for the purpose just because the manager doesn't want to talk to them, right? I worked at one place a long time ago where the agent on the floor, this is a call center, was supposed to de-escalate every single issue because the supervisor staff, the team leads, all of them did not want to talk to the customers at all, ever. Doesn't matter what they were escalated about. They just refused to take the calls, so they were forced to de-escalate. Which, well, if you know, sometimes angry customers don't want to talk to the person that answered the phone because, well, either they don't have confidence that that person can fix their issue, or that person that answered doesn't have the power to fix the issue that they're calling about, which happens especially in companies of lower value because the employees are not empowered. So the supervisor would have to do it by clicking a button that the regular employee should have access to already, but that's neither here nor there. So, but that was a digression. That's okay. That's all right. So, but de-escalating those customers to an extent, because you don't want your people being screamed at every call every day. So, because you're not going to keep people like that. Nobody wants to be yelled at every day. Well, I guess there are some people that do, but we're not talking about that. That's a whole separate thing. Anyway, but a lot of training classes, especially for call centers, it's like 3 weeks, right, or more, and the first 3 weeks minus the last day is devoted to systems training, right? Learn how to use the systems, learn how to process a credit card, learn how to upsell, learn how to clock in, clock out, blah, 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 blah. And then the last day, if there's time, that's when you talk about customer service, right? And that's again, if there's time. So that's not good. Now, most systems are easy, right? They're intuitive. I know there's some out there that aren't, but we're in 2022. Why are you still using them? Anyway, so you don't need to devote that much time to that. If people know how to type, if people know how to use email, they're usually good to go. And the systems training, unless it's more complicated, should only take like a day or two to go over. This is what you do in this situation. This is where you click. Now play around with it in a sandbox environment. Okay, you're good to go. The majority of that time should be spent on customer service and customer experience and how to handle different scenarios. So you want to do a lot of role plays. You want to do a lot of scenario testing, stuff like that. So, and that's where you can pick out the people who actually are those customer service superstars. The ones that it all boils down to seeing their vision of how they would like to be treated as a customer of your company and then acting on that. And then You want to pick these people's brains too, because they're the ones closest to the customers. And these are the people that you can trust to actually give you real answers. Some people who don't care about customer service will just be like, yeah, no, everything's okay. And while the people that actually do give a crap about customer service are screaming from their cubicle, saying, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. And being ignored because the rest of the people are like, it's okay. They're fine. They're fine. We'll just give them a refund if they're mad. Yeah, it's okay. So you want to hire and cultivate those customer service superstars because they're the ones that are going to propel your business forward. The ones that are going to keep customers coming back again and again. The ones that when they get on your phone say, hey, is Susie there? Can I speak to Susie? Right? So that's it. This has been another episode of Caffeinated CX. Bye.